the sweet sound of a door slamming shut, echoing louder than any apology they could ever muster. Their biggest punishment, my friend, isn't just losing you. Oh no, it's knowing how much they writhe and rag. How many nights they spend rehearsing their pitiful excuses, they will never even get the chance to apologize. This time it's final. And doesn't that sting? Oh, it burns them like a wound they can't reach to soothe. They thought they could play their little games, dish out their disrespect, and somehow you'd always leave the door ajar. But you've turned the lock and thrown away the key. Bravo. You see, they took you for granted. Time and time again, they chipped away at your patience, testing the limits of your kindness. They mistook your compassion for weakness, your forgiveness for a license to continue their cruelty. Do you know what haunts them the most? It's not just that they lost you. It's that they'll never have the chance to undo the damage. They'll never get to hear the words, "I forgive you." Because you, my dear, have moved on to a world where their apologies hold no value. Let's be honest, they didn't expect this. They thought they knew your breaking point. But you proved wrong. You didn't just walk away, you sprinted, leaving behind nothing but the echo of your silence and the ghost of the person they could have cherished. And oh, how silence is the loudest weapon of all. Their screams of regret are met with your indifference. Their desperate attempts to reach out hit the wall you've built impenetrable, unyielding. It's not cruelty on your part. It's self-respect. It's dignity. It's the realization that you deserve better. Every missed opportunity to apologize, every unsent text, every lingering thought of what if eats away at them like a poison. They wanted to control the narrative, to rewrite the ending in their favor. But you've taken the pen from their hands, and now they're left with a story they can't change. As you see, people like that thrive on second chances. They thrive on the belief that they can manipulate their way back into your life. But you've stripped them of that power. You've shown them that some doors once closed remain forever shut. And now they're trapped, my dear, in a prison of their own making. A prison where the walls are built from every moment they disrespected you. Every time they chose their ego over your feelings. They're stuck in a loop, replaying their mistakes over and over, knowing they can never make it right. Do you feel it? The shift in power. It's no longer theirs. It's fusing to mythology as a way of taking control of the narrative. You've shown them that they don't get to dictate your story anymore. And oh, how they hate it. They hate that you've reclaimed your power, that you've chosen yourself over their empty promises. They hate that you're thriving without them, that your life has become a testament to your strength, your resilience, your ability to rise above. But don't mistake their silence for peace. Oh no, their silence is filled with chaos, with turmoil, with the crushing weight of regret. They want to reach out, to say the words they should have said long ago, but deep down they know. They know the truth they can't escape. The door is closed. And here's the thing about regret, it's a relentless companion. It follows them everywhere, whispering in their ear, reminding them of what they've lost. It's a burden they'll carry for the rest of their days, a constant reminder of their own failures. So let them sit with it. Let them marinate in their regret, their sorrow, their realization that they'll never find another you. Because that's their punishment, my dear. Not your anger, not your revenge, but your absence. You've outgrown them. Risen above their games, their manipulations, their toxicity. You've become the person they feared. You've become the one who doesn't need them, doesn't miss them, doesn't even think about them. And that, more than anything, is what destroys them. They wanted you to be their puppet, their plaything, their source of validation, but instead you've become their lesson. So let them knock on the door. Let them pound and plead and beg. It won't matter, because you're not opening it. Not this time. Not ever again. And as they stand there on the other side of the door, they'll realize the magnitude of mistake. They'll realize that they had something extraordinary, something rare, something irreplaceable, and they lost it. They'll try to move on, of course. They'll try to fill the void you've left behind. But every new face, every new connection will only remind them of you, because what you brought to their life was one of a kind, and they know it. Ah, but the irony of it all, my friend, is that they still think they hold some kind of power over you. They sit there stewing in their regret, imagining scenarios where they might still crawl back into your life. They picture grand gestures, words they never had the courage to say, apologies dripping with sincerity. But deep down, even they know it's futile. You've already left them behind, and they're chasing ghosts. Their ego, their worst enemy, whispers lies in their ears. It tells them they can't admit their faults, that reaching out would only prove their weakness. But in reality, their silence is their greatest admission. It screams louder than any apology ever could. It tells a story of someone who knows they've lost, but refuses to face the truth. And oh, how it must eat at them the knowledge that the door isn't just closed. It's sealed, sealed with your resolve, reinforced by your strength, guarded by the lessons you've learned. They can't touch you anymore, can't manipulate you, can't even begin to reach the person you've become. Let them wallow in their pride. For pride has a funny way of isolating people, turning them into prisoners of their own making. And there they'll stay, locked in a cell of their own regrets, while you, my dear, you are free. Can't they even see it? The prison they've built for themselves, a chain they wear willingly, a burden they carry with no end in sight. But you're free, free from their games, their drama, their endless cycle of hurt and reconciliation. They thought they could break you, but instead, you've become unshakable. You've turned their betrayal into a stepping stone, their disrespect into a reminder of your worth, and their absence into a gift. Because without them, you've discovered parts of yourself they never wanted you to see: your strength, your resilience, your power to thrive. And every time they think of you, and trust me, it will burn. It will sting. It will remind them of everything they could have had, but lost, because they couldn't rise to meet your worth. It's not your punishment to give. It's the natural consequence of their own choices. Their regret is a mirror they can't look away from. It reflects their flaws, their mistakes, their inability to appreciate you when they had the chance. As much as they might try to avoid it, to run from it, it will follow them. Because that's the thing about regret, it's relentless. But don't let their regret pull you back. Don't let their pain soften your resolve. Because, my dear, you've earned this freedom. You've fought for it, pled for it, cried for it. And now that you have it, you owe it to yourself to protect it, to cherish it, to never let anyone take it from you again. You're not the person they left behind. You've evolved, grown, transformed. You're a phoenix rising from the ashes of their betrayal, shining brighter than they ever imagined you could. And that more than anything terrifies them. They fear your growth because it proves they were never the foundation you needed. They wanted you to believe you couldn't thrive without them, but now you're living proof of their insignificance. That's a truth they can't escape. Every success you achieve, every smile you wear, a moment of happiness you experience, is a reminder of the you've lost. It is not out of malice that you live your life fully. It's simply the natural progression of someone who has let go of what no longer serves them. You've left them in the past, and that's where they'll stay. You've moved on to bigger, better things, while they remain stuck in the cycle of their own making. It's not your job to save them, to fix them, to give them closure. That's their burden to bear and yours to let go of. Because closure, my friend, isn't something they can give you. It's something you've already found within yourself. It's in the quiet moments, when you realize you no longer need their validation, their approval, their presence. It's in the strength you've built, the peace you've created, the life you've reclaimed. Let them wonder what could have been. Let them dream of second chances that will never come. Let them wrestle with their regret, their pride, their inability to reach out. It's not your concern anymore. Your concern is you, your happiness, your growth, your journey. And as you move forward, as you embrace the life they couldn't appreciate, you'll find that their absence isn't a loss, but a gain. It's a space you've filled with people who truly value you, with experiences that enrich you, with a love that nourishes you. And oh, the beauty of it all, the beauty of living a life they can't touch, can't disrupt, can't even begin to comprehend. It's not revenge, my dear. It's freedom. It's the ultimate victory. Like a shadow through the trees, don't let them stew in their regret. Let them replay their mistakes over and over in their minds. Let them wrestle with the knowledge that they'll never get to make it right, because you've closed the door. In doing so, you've opened a new one for yourself. A door to a world where you're valued, valued, respected. A world where you're surrounded by love, by joy, by peace. A world they could never provide. And that, my friend, is a world worth protecting. So take a deep breath, stand tall, and keep moving forward. You've already won. And that's the beauty of it. You don't have to do anything. Their punishment is self-inflicted. Their regret is a wound that will never fully heal.